It is time for SBR Madness, March 28th. It's Thursday, Sweet 16 Thursday. Also MLB opening day. Big day for sports bettors. He's Maxwell Smart. I am Drew Martin. We got the Sweet 16 games tonight. We also have some other smaller tournament games that Max will break down, hopefully get some winners. But without further ado, at Maxwell Smart 420 on Twitter. Welcome in. What's on your mind, buddy?
Very nice night last night on the college basketball hardcore for myself. Obviously, I believe that you hate your play of the day, Drew. Is that correct?
Lipscomb. The Lipscomb.
Hail the Bison! Goddamn glad they haven't gone extinct yet because they cashed they cashed for me. I was very happy, very impressed with that game. Good scoring all the way through. Garrison Matthews was just cold-blooded, but at the end of the game, who was the guy that won it? Kenny Cooper with the last 5 points, that critical three-point shot, and then that two-point shot in the lane. Kenny mother beeping Cooper. Go Kenny. Go Kenny. Like, what a game that was. Entertaining, back and forth. NC State was definitely willing to go bucket for bucket with them, but in the end, it's all about the mid-major love, and I'm showing the Lipscomb Bison lots of love. Because anytime they play a team that's not named Liberty, they got a chance to cash us a bunch of tickets.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man, that's a great profile, to bet a team that really the only reason they're not in the NCAA tournament is because just another team had their number, got them in the conference tournament. That's the Liberty Lipscomb matchup you were just talking about, and riding this team in the NIT. I mean, that's a profile that I would look to bet going forward. Would you, Max?
Absolutely. This is a team that has upperclassmen, led senior leadership. Casey Alexander is a great mid-major coach. I expect someone to come knocking on his door trying to scoop him up, especially with all the coaching carousel that already has been going on. This is a Lipscomb team that is going to the NIT in New York now. They want this. They're going to play hard. Rob Marbury, Eli Pepper, Garrison Matthews, and of course, Kenny Cooper.
Of course, Kenny Cooper. So best bets, good day yesterday. Overall, I went 1-1. I lost the Colorado game, just absolutely the wrong side. I thought motivation would be more of an issue. But overall, yesterday, how did you do?
Yesterday on my plays, I went 8-2, and then I hit a whole bunch of live action on the totals in all three of the games, and it was a very nice, profitable night because I find myself struggling with the fact that the season's winding down, and I need to find more ways to keep on stacking. So today I had to look towards the NCAA softball field in the Drexel and St. Peter's game. It was very, very entertaining. Not only was I entertained by the shape and beauty of the Drexel softball players, the offensive output that they put was impressive also. So, very entertaining, but obviously I'm looking to make more bets on the games that are on the board today just because I can feel the season slipping away. It's ending. I got almost all my quota. It's time to gobble up as much as I can and then hit the road and then get fat for the summer, you know?
Yeah, well, college softball is if it's your thing, run with it. If it's treating you well, don't stop it. Everybody, welcome in the chat box. Red Girl, what is up? Welcome. Let us know what you're betting. Always liking the unders that Red Girl's throwing out there. Dom the Don, what is up, man? Ron Lofton, Tomar in the house. I think there's value with Michigan. Tech has size, but Tech has beaten nobody close to as good as Michigan all year long. We'll get to that game plus all of them. Texas cruised yesterday. Yeah, they did, unfortunately, Dom. I was on Colorado. Colorado did make a push in the second half, but you're right. Texas was the right side. Mikey D saying Lippy kicked ass. Lipscomb going by Lippy now. Have you ever heard that, Max?
No, I haven't, but I have no problem calling Lipscomb Lippy because Lippy's cashing and we can call them anything we want as long as they're cashing.
I feel like Lippy, the name Lippy, it's either like a nice girl's name or you would say it to a guy you're about to punch in the face. Like you're getting a little lippy,
Fair enough. I prefer
One or the other.
the pretty blonde girl. It seems more Florida-like.
The pretty blonde girl would be nice. What, you got something against like girls that aren't blonde though?
Well, I always tell people, I'm like, you party with blondes and you settle down with a brunette. So I'm not settling down for a long time. I plan to party with many more blondes.
Nice. All right. I like that philosophy. I guess that could work. Whatever your flavor is, go with it. Been ready, excited for this show all day. Dom the Don, welcome in, man. Stevie Steves, let's get this cash, absolutely. Daryl Lyles, yo, what is up? David Hutton, can't wait for the Sweet 16 either. Art Hayes, yo, what is up, man? Yeah, baby, from Kevin Berg. Robinson, hello, guys, hello to you. Lerald Floyd, what is up? Drew and Max, Mets cashed. MLB opening day as well. What, you were just talking about the Yankees game? They were up 4-1 in the third or fourth, I saw. How did that game finish up?
All I was concerned about was the overhitting for some of the cappers that I run with. And when it hit that 9 and I saw that it was 7-2 for the Yankees, I was like, good. At least they got their over. Nice. And I just feel bad for Andrew Krashner, aka Andrew Kashner, because he's just trash. He's crash. He's trash. And I don't know why the Orioles are freaking putting him out there on opening day. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, he's well past his prime, that's for sure. And Daryl Lyles, shout out to Big Ragu for that Yankees Baltimore over first five. Yeah, I saw Voigt in there. He punched one like 430 feet to center field. That was pretty nice if you were on the over. Feels strange to have Goldie and AJ on different teams. Not excited at all for my D-backs this year. That's from Ron Lofton. Red Girl on fire with the MLB Moneymakers. So Red Girl, like in college basketball and MLB, be ready for her totals in the chat box if we're so lucky. I'll put a tweet out here retweeting this show out. But let's start off with the first game on tap for the NCAA tournament tonight, Sweet 16. Max, this game's been pushed up from 7 up to 8 now. We got the number 1 seed Gonzaga versus Florida State. This out in California in Anaheim, I believe. So Travel Spot does kind of favor Gonzaga as well. 148.5 the total. Florida State, long, lanky size. It bothered them last year. Do you think it happens again? What do you like? Gonzaga minus the points, Florida State plus the points, Max?
No, I'm on Florida State plus the points. Everyone knows I am a massive dog kennel supporter. I would love to just start going and barking, but I'm not going to do that today. Um, I think that FSU obviously has the size to contend with Gonzaga, make Gonzaga's skilled players uncomfortable. And I've said this already. It's going to come down to having the impressive performance of Zach Norvell. Zach Norvell, not only can he hit any kind of perimeter shot, he gets to the free throw line and he makes his free throws. What I saw versus Baylor was Josh Perkins with the ball in his hand too much when he is taken into the rim in the last 5 or 6 seconds of a shot clock. He's getting to the line. I'll give him credit for that, but he's not making his free throws. And if he's not making his free throws, then Zach Norvell has to have the ball because he can do the exact same thing. I think that the front court for Gonzaga is going to be contained tonight by the size and depth of Florida State. I think that this team will be playing for Phil Kofer and his past father. I think that this team will not have to rely on Leonard Hamilton's coaching to win the game or lose the game, because if it does rely on him coaching, Florida State will lose and not cover. But at 8 points, like I thought and predicted that this line would go up the half point or more. I'm still comfortable with Florida State. I'm still comfortable with the experience of this team, and I've already predicted earlier in the season that K-State and Florida State were teams that I was looking to make Elite Eight runs. K-State obviously is already at home sipping frickin' sherry and having a pancake, but Florida State's still in the game, and I think that they are going to at least cover this 8 points, if not beat Gonzaga.
So would you recommend putting something on the money line as well, or just feel safe with the points with Florida State?
No, it's March Madness. It's Sweet 16. Let's take our freaking our little cap off and let's just like get some freaking serious Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore style. Let's hit the money line. Let's hit the spread. Let's watch it live. Let's take advantage of the fact that there's going to be 20,000 bettors probably that are like, yeah, Gonzaga versus Florida State, I'm taking Gonzaga. And they're going to see the fucking ranking beside it. So Florida State all day for me.
Okay, and it sounds like Nolly Nose is on the under in this game, so people are looking at that. Also, Brant saying if Gonzaga gets up early, you can live bet FSU plus 10.5 or more. Take that. Yeah, anytime you can get live bet at better than the closing line, I think that there's value in that. So that's why live betting is so great. 8 points is a lot. FSU has to be the look from Mikey D. Live betting in March Madness, very profitable. Kenneth agreeing with what I just said. Beaver Smacker play of the day. Vols, that's from John for the Beaver Smacker play of the day. I think there's a little
Well,
pun there, Max, in the Beaver Smacker. I'm not sure though.
well, as a Canadian, I'm always interested when someone uses the animal beaver in anything that they're doing. I like beavers. I actually like watching shows on National Geographic and Discovery where they trap beavers. And I think it's hilarious. Take a piece of wood, set a freaking trap, put that piece of wood in the freaking water, cover up the ice with snow, and then boom, that beaver goes and freaking eats it, goes into the snare, kills itself, and then you got this huge 40-pound thing that now you can go and like hunt with. Cause there's some sort of beaver extract that they use, and it's very good for luring things in. I can't remember the exact terminology or what it's called, but it's real interesting, and I like when people kill beavers. So if you're gonna kill a beaver and Beaver Smack play of the day sounds like it, kill a beaver. Cash that Vols, but I'm going on Purdue.
Why are you into killing beavers, man? Beavers seem like kind of cool animals.
Because beavers, they can be used to make their fur can be used to make gloves. There's hunting uses for it, and I watch a lot of these trapping nature shows. So if I ever have to escape the authorities and survive out in the bush, I got to know how to kill the animals to get the fur and make the money and hunt the animals so I can get the food. If I can't go into town because I'm worried about the OPP arresting me, well, I got to stay out in the bush. I got to survive. So knowing how to catch some beavers, that's key.
Okay. Well said. We got Tomar saying last year FSU was the aggressive team. Gonzaga didn't play with much energy. I think it's reversed this year. Kevin saying save a tree, eat a beaver. The puns are terrible, guys, from Alex. So people all over the board on this one. Kill a beaver, save a tree. Yes, Ron Lofton. Beaver Smackers say what? Oh, Vols, gotcha. Vols can do it if Barnes lets them run and play their game. Rick Barnes hasn't been too great in big games, but we'll see. Beaver Smacker is my new favorite. All right. Well, Max, we got a bunch of more games to get to here, man. Let's move on down the card. Purdue, Tennessee. This is the one that was just talked about in the chat box. 147 the total. Tennessee -2. I think the Vols are the side here. I guess people have brought up the fact that Rick Barnes hasn't coached very well in big games, either at Tennessee or at Texas. I don't know if I'd put too much into that, even though given the point of this is the Sweet 16, so therefore, it matters more the coaching because there's more days to prepare for this game than if they make it past this and then the Elite Eight, then it becomes more the players. I do agree with that sentiment. Going against Purdue, Purdue is a team I haven't bet much of all season long. The Big Ten strong conference, but SEC has as many teams. I believe one more than the Big Ten in the Sweet 16. I would look towards Tennessee here, but man, I haven't bet it yet. What are you looking to bet Purdue, Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm on the other side. Obviously, I could be wrong. I could be totally off on this game. I just think that Purdue has gotten through and gotten to this part. I think that they've earned my respect, especially after watching that Villanova dismantling, regardless of how one-sided Villanova's offense is. I just think that this volunteer team has played Carson Edwards. Carson Edwards has shown that he can get to the bucket, he could score. He was younger. Now he's more experienced. Now he's more refined. Matt Arms, same thing. He was a six-man off the bench in that game 2 years ago. They only won it by 3 in overtime. It's the same Vols roster, even though they were younger. But I just think that Purdue is just being disrespected. they're not being given a proper chance. This is a team that won a share of the Big Ten Conference, and although we are biased towards these SEC teams because of how luxurious their team rosters and their performances have been, I think that when you're going up against the kind of defense that you're going to get, the kind of three-point shooting that you can have from Purdue, and the coaching, I'd rather Matt Painter over Coach Barnes. I'd rather Carson Edwards over a combination of Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams. I'm not saying Carson puts up 42. I'm saying Carson goes over 30. And I think that Matt Arms is going to be the difference in this game. I'm looking for this game to go over. I'm on Purdue money line, and I'm on Purdue on the spread.
Both money line and the spread. What about Dom the Don's comment? I think Purdue just has one player.
Okay, that's an acceptable statement, but they don't. Matt Arms has really stepped up since Coach Painter and him had that heart-to-heart, and they really figured out how to get him motivated and producing. Well, that's what he's doing right now. And the fact is, this is a dominant, athletic rim protector who is going to be up for this game. He shows his emotions. He wears his heart on his sleeve. I think that he's not going to be intimidated by this Tennessee front court. And you have to worry about stuff like Kyle Alexander fouling. You have to worry about Jordan Bone having a bad shooting game, and he keeps on hoisting up shots. There's problems with this Tennessee team, and Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams are not going to bring you home a win on their own. Carson Edwards, he could bring you a win on their own, but I think that Klein, I think that Matt Arms, I think Noel Eastern, I think Trevion Williams, if he gets the minutes, these are all guys that are going to be useful and going to be an asset to Purdue. And I think that Purdue's able to win this game in advance and surprise a lot of people. And if I'm wrong, I'll take my medicine like a good guy. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, take an opinion, bet it. That is what it is. You're in the minority, it looks like, compared to the chat box. Dom the Don said they shot lights out last game. I don't think that happens again today. Mikey D saying, got to disagree with Max. Ball's money line is the play. I like it, Mikey. Let's get it from Dom. You know, it is what it is. Tennessee is the play, Max, from Kenneth, going against the sentiment here. But a lot of times, you know, it hits. So stand your ground, Max. If you're liking it, nobody's going to talk you off of it, right?
No, the only way that I'm going to get off of it is when I have to hedge it live. And like, I rather do that. Like, you guys know about my feelings about the state of Tennessee for the most part. There are a couple gentlemen from the state of Tennessee that I don't have to name out loud, but they know who they are. And the fact is, whenever I think about the Volunteers, I think about Jack Daniels, and that just makes me angry. So I'm just going with the Boilermakers because I'd rather have a Boilermaker than a Jack Daniels. No, I'm joking. It's not based on alcoholic beverage, but yeah, I'm hard-headed, and if I lose, then shame on me.
Do you know what a Boilermaker is as a drink?
I haven't made one in a while. It's beer. It's some sort of beer, and I can't remember I can't remember off the top of my head. You caught me at a bad moment.
No, it's all right, man. I don't know 100% what it is like in the dictionary, but I do know I was at the Auburn Ole Miss game in the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, and there was a bunch of really drunk guys making Boilermakers, and all they were doing was dropping a shot of whiskey in a beer and chugging it. And I had one of those. It worked out. Still alive today.
I feel like that could be it.
I'm not sure. Anybody in the chat box know for sure what a Boilermaker is? I believe it's whiskey and beer.
Yeah, it is.
Could be wrong though.
Beer. Yeah, it is. You're right.
Max, we have two more. What's that?
Oh, I was just gonna say those are actually. It's pretty much like illegal for us to serve those because of the amount of alcohol consumption in one beverage. Some of the liquor rules for service people are weird like that, but I'm pretty sure that's a rule. Okay, so let's move on to another game before we start.
Yeah, we got two more Sweet 16s here. Texas Tech and Michigan, Oregon versus Virginia. But do want to give, you know, the other games on tonight's college basketball slate their proper attention, which I know you know a lot about these teams. We got Loyola Marymount, South Florida, 132 the total, South Florida -4. Anything on that game? We also have three more smaller games as well.
Oh, absolutely. You know that I'm betting all these games. First off, I'm on the over in this South Florida Loyola Marymount game. I got 131.5. I am thinking that I am getting the ass end of the line because it did open up at like around 125-ish. The fact is, this USF team surprised me. First off, in their game versus Utah Valley, they played very well, played very good defense, really good field goal defense, and they held their own on the glass. Obviously, it was all about David Collins and Alexis Yetman. What he does every game is just down low scoring. Gets on the floor, stays on the floor. If he can stay out of foul trouble, this is a South Florida team that's hard to beat. Don't get me wrong. I was very wrong on this Brown Loyola Marymount game from the other day, and I paid for it. But I just think that now you got Loyola Marymount traveling across country. USF shown that they can win at home in non-conference. This is a non-conference game. I'm jumping on South Florida and laying the chalk with them, and I'm already on the over. So I'm not going to really put too much more effort into explaining it. I just think that I'm going to bypass the free throw shooting issue. I'm going to rely on the fact that this team plays just quite differently at home. And I think that regardless of their 9-11 ATS record, I think that USF tonight is going to be the play for me.
Good breakdown, Max. Let's go to the next one. Hampton, NJIT, -3. That's the New Jersey Institute of Technology, laying 3.5. 154 the total.
Yeah, this is a game I'll be playing under 100%, regardless if Abdul Lewis is in the lineup or not. What I need to figure out is if he is. I don't think that he's going to play. I don't think that's going to really stop me from getting on this New Jersey Institute Technology team. I am a little worried because Jermaine Merrill and Kalen Fisher are very, very effective perimeter scorers, and both are coming off pretty shady games. But the fact is they played 40 and 34 minutes respectively, and this game was just a couple days ago. New Jersey Institute Technology hasn't played in 10 days. I think that benefits them and their legs versus Hampton, who played 2 days ago. I think that Zach Cooks is the game breaker. He is the show for New Jersey Institute Technology. I think that he's going to be a beast. I was very impressed with the performance of Shaquan Gibbs and DeAndre Wilson when I watched their game and they didn't have Abdul Lewis. This is a team that hits free throws. This is a team that can hit 40% from the free. They're not afraid to drive the ball. Zach Cooks, even at 5'9", is going to drive to the bucket, get to the free throw line, and he's going to finish with accuracy more often than not. I am worried about the rebounding disadvantage for them, but I think that this game is going to be guard-oriented, guard-dominated, and I think in the end, I think that New Jersey Institute Technology is going to continue to bring down the three-point defense more to the defense that they play at home. Right now, last 5 games, it's been about 41%, but that was up at 47 in the ASUN tournament. Now, I'm thinking more to just looking at the home numbers, and the home numbers tell me that they're going to stop you 7 times out of 10 when you shoot a 3. So I'm on NJIT -3, and I'm on the under 154.
And how important three-point defense is, and it correlates from game to game. Absolutely. I like that breakdown, Max. And with all due respect to Lillian Pumpernickel, we will just spend short time going over the chat box on what a Boilermaker is, because we do have pretty sure confirmation on this. For a moment of that will hold on 1 second. It's a shot of whiskey dropped in a glass of beer from David. So I think we're on the right track here. John also saying a shot and a beer is a Boilermaker. So it might just be kind of broad terms here, shot and a beer. Randy with a more definitive answer. The drink originated in Butte, Montana in the 1890s and was originally called Sean O'Farrell, and was served only when miners ended their shifts. Okay, that makes sense. QQ Wilson saying white rum Guinness equals steel bottom. You'll find out. Not sure if that all makes sense, but I do have another question off topic of basketball from Mikey D coming up. But we got the one more smaller conference game here. Texas Southern versus Louisiana Monroe. 171 the total. Monroe, the Warhawks, laying 8. What are you thinking here? Up and down, going from the total here, 171, Max.
Yeah, this is a really high total, but what have we seen from Texas Southern is Texas Southern can get to these totals. The fact was they just got over that 162 and what they hit like almost 180 in that game versus Rio Grande Valley that they won as a 6-point dog. That's interesting to me. I think that I want to jump on the under on this game. I think 171 is just a lot of points for this Louisiana Monroe team, and they're coming off a really good shooting performance. Travis Munnings was 10 for 13 with 28 points. This team definitely plays a lot better at home. They get to the free throw line. They're able to really find their spots on the floor, and that shows with the 84 points that they average at home. I just don't know if this is a team that I can expect to put up 90 on them. It's really going to be a question of defense for this ULM team, and I don't really think that Texas Southern is going to be able to get above 80. So as far as the total, I'm looking to jump on with Red Girl, and I'm looking to jump on the 171. And then as far as the spread, I'm looking actually to jump on ULM first half, -4.5, and then I will be looking towards getting on something full game. But I got to see how they play versus Texas Southern. I also got to see if Trayvon Reed is playing because he hasn't played in 2 games since the Prairie View Championship game. I didn't see anything wrong with him when I watched the entire game. He had limited minutes, but that's been normal. He's only been playing 15 to 20 minutes a game. So that's something that I need to see also in them play. Secondly, when you have Jeremy Combs is your natural back to the basket scorer, and you have to contain him and you have to attack him early because he is susceptible to foul trouble. That's your best bet. I don't know who on ULM can do that, but someone's going to have to, and I guess it's going to be led to Deshaun Smith, the 6'1" point guard, who is very, very prime and ready to get to the bucket.
Max, we do have an off-topic question here from Mikey D saying, for a moment of levity, can we get an update on Mandy, the doctor stripper, please?
Well, she's pretty mad at me right now because I didn't invite her with a bunch of other people to the Raptors 905 game. So I have to face her tomorrow, and I'm probably going to get yelled at. So nothing good on that front.
Mandy, the doctor stripper. She sounds wonderful, like a wonderful person. She's got her stuff together. She's got her mind on money, also on improving herself for the future. Sounds like a real keeper, Max.
I wish I could have a chance with her, but I would be a bloody liar if I told you that I had any goddamn chance. Even if I was a millionaire, I would still need to grow about 5 or 6 inches just to be applicable to her. She is a height supremacist at its worst.
Wait, she's really tall?
Yeah, she's 6'1".
Damn, I'm rooting for you, man. Also, Jake Bell, I guess we can hit this real quick. He's got a question for Max, and he wants me to ask you. I want to know if you've ever been to the strip club on LSD. It's pretty incredible.
No, I have not done that on LSD. I don't usually get into those things. I don't like being high for a long time, so something like that just wouldn't work for me, and it's kind of intense. So, no, I have not. And also, if I was on there, who knows what could happen to my money? Who knows what could happen to my credit card and my debit card? No thanks. I don't want that trip.
Yeah. Top Set saying she can help heal you all day and all night. Talking about Mandy, the stripper. I like what he did there. She can heal you in the day and the night. Max, don't be dissing on MD Mandy. MD Mandy. Damn, Mandy's 6'1". That is pretty tall for a girl.
Yeah, right, man, she's tall, but I would climb her like a ladder every day and night.
Let's get back to the games. We got 2 more Sweet 16s, the late night action, the 3 seed and the 2 seed, Texas Tech versus Michigan, 124.5 the total. Michigan -1.5. We see it in the line here. I'll tell you, this is a dogfight, man. This is going to be back and forth, defensive battle. If this is the toughest game for me to actually pick the winner, and it shows it in the line. I mean, I know Tennessee Purdue is right there. I happen to feel Tennessee's going to come out on top, but even less confident as I am in Tennessee. I don't know who's going to win this game. If I had to choose, I'd be on Texas Tech. Therefore, I'd take the 1.5 with the Red Raiders. Max, how are you looking to bet Texas Tech, Michigan?
Yeah, I've already bet this game. I'm on Texas Tech. I took the points. I took the money line. I don't have a bet on the total right now because I am struggling whether to follow the advice of the wonderful Kelly in Vegas or to follow the advice of Noli Knows. It's a battle right now going on in my head and my heart, and I have to figure that out at a later time. But the fact is, both these teams are going to be able to shut each other down from 3-point range. Both these teams are going to be able to find a way to score, but it's not going to be your 3-point raining bucket. I am worried about Michigan getting out to a big lead in the first half. I am worried about Michigan using their size, especially with Charles Matthews on Matt Mooney. But it just brings Odiasi and Tariq Owen to the forefront for this Texas Tech attack. Like, you got to be able to box out John Teskey. John Teskey by no means is an offensive sculpted freaking machine, but if you give him the right matchup, he can exploit it. He has the height, he has the skill. You want to be able to push him out to the perimeter if he's trying to score the basketball as much as possible, because we've seen what he does with air balls and stuff. So I think that you definitely have to worry about what this Texas Tech team does when it comes to getting to the line. If you're going to be fouling them a lot and you put them on the line more than 20 times, they're going to hit 75% of their free throws, and that could be the deciding factor. The fact is, I trust the fact that this Texas Tech team, although they're playing a team with more size than they're used to, I don't think that they're intimidated. I think that they're ready for this game. I think that the coaching is going to be the difference in it. And I think that we're going to see Jared Culver at his best. Jared Culver will show you that he is deserving of wearing the number 23 of the greatest Michael Jordan.
Good breakdown, Max. And Randy in here saying, talking about your Louisiana Monroe play as well. Louisiana Monroe won 80% in favorite status in the last 5 games. So like what you did there, using the big numbers, 80% in the last 5 games. That would be 4 out of 5. Nasty Nate saying, how tall is Kelly in Vegas? I don't know for sure her exact height. I would guess she's not tall, in between 5'2" and 5'3" maybe. She's not tall. Michigan will win. That's from Randy Dom the Don. Now, this is going to be a great game. Yeah, he agrees. It's going to be back and forth defensive battle. Nasty Nate, like in Michigan, he thinks that they win by 9 going away there. So he's liking the Wolverines pretty big. Chris Cargo in the chat. Texas Tech looked fantastic, but really tough to bet against John Beeline with 4 days prep time. Mikey D, Texas Tech by the hook. He's got him at +3 from a few days ago. Is his play? We got Dom the Don. A lot of people on Texas Tech. I probably won't play this game. That is true. It seems like more people are on Texas Tech than on Michigan. Does that scare you at all, Max?
No, it doesn't, because I go back to the same point that we have so many uneducated bettors betting these games that I have to ignore those types of stats. I have to trust my eye. I trust my capping. I trust what I watch from these teams so far in the tournament, and that's the most important thing to me as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what they did in conference season. I don't care what they did in the postseason conference tournament for the most part. I care what they did in the last 2 or 3 games, because that's what teams are doing. Basketball teams go on runs. Basketball teams are streaky. That's what we're getting right now.
Max, we got 1 game left here. The 12 seed Oregon Ducks, the 1 seed Virginia Cavaliers. Guys, if you're liking the content, please give us a thumbs up. That is the like button. It does help us out. Oregon Ducks, Virginia Cavaliers in the nightcap, 10 o'clock Eastern, approximate tip, 120 the total. It's up 2 points, but still not going to be a whole lot of possessions. Both of these 2 teams, 2 of the slower teams in all of the country, going to be less than 70 possessions. Heck, has a chance to be less than 60 possessions. So, you start doing a point for possession with both of these 2 teams, really good on the defensive side, more so than on the offensive side, except maybe Virginia's case. their offense, especially this year, very efficient. They're bumped up from 8 up to 8.5 pretty much across the board. We are seeing one -8 out there that is at Bovada. Almost every other sports book at 8.5 now. So how would you look to bet Oregon, Virginia, Max?
Yeah, I've already bet Virginia -4 and -8 first half and full game earlier in the week. It's really hard to ignore the fact that Oregon has these very impressive numbers on neutral court compared to Virginia. But the fact is, this is a Virginia team that has the terrible title of being the first #1 team to lose to a 16 seed, and I believe that this team is winning the national title. They are going to the conference. They're going to the Elite Eight. They're going to the Final Four. They're going to the the national championship game. And they're winning, and I think that they're going to do it in impressive fashion. I believe that Oregon will be able to hang around for 30 minutes of this game. I do not think that for 40 minutes they will be able to hang with the Wahoos. I think that this team is very efficient offensively. They've developed this Mamadi Diakate in the front court. We've seen what he's done the last couple of games. I think he continues it. His athleticism, his size, and his rim protection will be key. But the fact is, you have a healthy DeAndre Hunter, and when you have a healthy DeAndre Hunter, you always have a chance. You got to get out to a good start. You can't have a Gardner Webb start. You really need to dominate from the get-go, wire to wire, and silence all these critics, because a lot of people are giving Oregon a lot of credit. I've watched Oregon. I've enjoyed watching Peyton Pritchard and Dana Altman's coach this team, but I do not think that they're hitting 39% or 8 or 9 3-point shots versus Virginia today. I think Virginia will rise to the occasion, slow the game down, play great defense, hit their free throws, limit their fouling, and not turn the ball over, because that's the key against this Oregon team. They will turn you over if you give them the opportunity. If you're not strong on the ball, and I'm talking about Ty Jerome, then you're going to have a problem. I think that the fact that Virginia has this extra motivation aside from just being in the Sweet 16, I think that I'm going to ride that to the winner's window tonight. So I'm on Virginia -4, -8 full game. The total is another question. You'll have to wait till later to get a pick from me on that.
All right, good breakdown, Max. I'm liking Virginia too. I think that's the side. 8.5 though. Anytime a half a point gets out of hand, there's still 1-8 out there at Bovada, and yeah, we got guys in the chat box. Most people are liking Virginia side. Tomar saying Oregon is good defensively, but their half-court offense isn't consistent. That's true. I mean, Virginia's half-court offense is a lot better than Oregon's, and I think that's the difference. That's a good point there, Tomar. Anything else you want to throw out there before we get to best bets, Max?
No, I'm good with that. I just want to definitely say that, listen, all you guys are great cappers. All you guys know what you're doing when it comes to this. So if you guys disagree with me, then go and cash it. Sometimes you got to fade Maxwell Smart, and that's a smart thing to do. So as long as you guys are cashing and making money, that's all that. That's my purpose. That's why I'm on here to do that. So if you have to fade my pick, or you have to go against my pick, then go ahead. As long as you're cashing, that's my main objective for all the chatters, all the commenters, and everyone in the chat box.
Well said. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody knows everything. I mean, what, 60%? That's still 40% of the time you're losing, and that's the best of the people in this business. So that's well said, Max. And yeah, if you guys have a strong feeling, roll with it. So let's get to best bets. Speaking of strong feelings, Maxwell Smart 420 on Twitter. What are you liking for best bet tonight, man?
Yeah, this was a hard one for me, but I'm just gonna go with NJIT. I want them at 3. I would buy down to the 3. When you're talking about a game that I think is going to be close, I think that is going to come down to the end, and you have to also keep in the back of your mind what Hampton did to Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern was controlling that game. They controlled the pace. They had everybody contained. And then what happened in the last 5 minutes? They fell apart. Hampton came back, ended up winning by 6 points. I don't think NJIT is going to have that happen. I think that with Gibbs and Wilson as older upperclassmen guards, with a combination of the electricity that Zach Cooks brings, well, if they have Abdul Lewis, it's in the bag. So I'll take NJIT -3.5 as my best bet of the day. And let's go oxymoron school.
What was that comment about?
Yeah, I think it was something about it being an oxymoron to have institute and technology in a school's title together.
In the state of New Jersey, I believe.
Yes.
So I believe he was throwing a jab at the state of New Jersey and people in it that um, a school that is called New Jersey Institute of Technology shouldn't belong there. I'm not really sure though. I've never really
Well,
been to
I
New Jersey.
yeah, well, I love the Highlanders, and Zach Hooks is a fantastic player. So forget all that politics shit. I'm all about the basketball.
All right, good stuff. So NJIT minus 3.5 for your best bet. And I am jumping on Virginia minus the points, -8 at Bovada. So -8, -115 for me in the Virginia-Oregon game. I think the Cinderella run ends tonight for Oregon. They've given it a hell of a go, but talent-wise, they're up against it. Offensively, especially the half-court offense, Virginia is just next level compared to Oregon. Both good defensive teams. Virginia's even better, in my opinion, and they knock down free throws. So if it gets to a foul fest, I do feel comfortable laying this point spread -8.5. Is a little dicey, but you can find it at -8 at Bovada right now. Max, all right, man. Last words. Anything else before we shut this down?
Yeah, no, I just want to say that the Blue Jays, they suck. I'm a Toronto Blue Jay fan, but they suck, and they're going to be pathetic until Vladdy Guerrero comes up. I know Kobe Valentine's not going to like me saying that, but they suck. They're just not a good team. I don't even like them. I'm watching them right now, and I'm just like, I don't like you. Like, I don't like you, Freddie Galvis. Like, yeah, you guys suck. So they have nice uniforms, but that's pretty much all they have going for them right now.
They do have good uniforms. Joe Carter, Toronto, Roy Halladay.
Oh, let
They
me
got some
tell you,
pastimes.
when Joe Carter hit that home run in 1993, I was 7 years old, and while he was doing it, I was on the toilet taking a number two. And when my dad yelled out that Joe Carter's hitting a home run, get out here, Joe's hitting it, he's hitting it. I ran out without wiping, pulled my pants up, and went out and saw Joe Carter hit the home run in rounding second to go to third, go home. It was definitely one of my favorite moments as a Blue Jay fan. So definitely had to put that out on the internet so everyone knows.
Nice, man. Good stuff. Well, hopefully the Blue Jays can turn it around, and hopefully even more. NJIT -3.5 for Max best bet, and I am on Virginia -8 tonight. Those are the two best bets for Maxwell Smart. I am Drew Martin. We will be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Be there. Max, thanks for the time, guys. Best of luck with your bets tonight. Enjoy the Sweet 16. Peace.